lead for race number 1. They're at the racing fans, welcome to racing action from Flamboro Downs for this Saturday evening. Our first dash will go to post in approximately 15 minutes. Let's get a look at the changes on this evening's card of racing. No changes. Races 1 through 6. No changes. 1 through 6. Race number 7, number 8. Forest Leah, changing from a blind bridle to can't see back. Blind to can't see back on number 8, Forest Leah in the 7th. Race 8, number 3, Premier Delight, changing blind to side rolls. Blind to side rolls. And the 9th race, we have a scratch of number 8, Little Bit of Soul. Race 9, scratch number 8, Little Bit of Soul. for race number 1 is on parade. 1 is Always Adele, Jason Ryan for Russell Moore and Barbara Fry. Number 2 is Clotum Bayama, Paul McKenzie for Guy Chrétien. Number 3 is Page Rock Scissors, Garrett Rooney for Michael Pattison. Number 4, Little T, Austin Soray for Riley Simpson and Shen Go. Number 5 is Cool Cute Cookie, Sammy Filia for Rafael Barassa, J.F. Reed. Number 6 is Rambaran Rose, Scotty Quiller for Pat Rouleau and Stephanie DiPietro and Henry Vertoli. Number 7, Cove Beach, Damian McClellan for Michelle Olsen and Madison Stapleton and Walter Stapleton. Number 8 is Rockin' Pebbles, Mark McDonnell drives and trains and owns. And 9 is Dally Delight, Ryan Guy for J.C. Woodward and Arlene McIntyre. Field of 9, race number 1. Let's get a look at this field. Fillies and mares, bottom class, 8,000 claimers, winners under. And so you won't be getting a lot in the way of form. But look, Cool Cute Cookie raced at London last race. Finished second, beaten just half a length, and now drops in class and was a favorite last time out at London. In fact, was the favorite in each of the last 2 starts, or 3 of her last 4. Cool Cute Cookie for Rafael Barassa, who has a 300-plus training average, and Sammy Filia driving. My top one here was a big earner last year, made $50,000. This year has been a much different story, but in this bottom class, this one could be pretty solid here, 2-1. Number 4, Little T, was second here in this class last time out, and Solid T has 9 wins in the year. In fact, 17 top 2 finishes out of 40 starts on the year. Little T rather raced at London last race in the same class as this one, second beat in a length and a quarter. And you do see back in early October a win and a second as well. Little T and Austin Sorry for Riley Simpson, a main player, and is the favorite at 7-5. I opted to 5 Cool Cute Cookie, but 4 Little T is 7-5. They're both fairly close in the odds board. Number 1, Always Adele, was second here in this class. Just 2 races to go. Tried Mohawk last race in a straight 8 claimer. Post position 10, that didn't work out well. Always Adele now comes back here, gets an inside post again, had an inside post, post 2 races to go. Should bounce right back and be a player. Always Adele, 6-1. Jason Ryan for Russell Moore. And then one more is number 6, Rambaran Rose, was second in this class last time out from post position 7. Only 2 wins on the year, but one that has hit the board now 14 times this year. Last year was amazing, 28 top 3 finishes. Not quite as good this year, but still Rambaran Rose, that last race was an improvement at London, and then is in the same class here. Rambaran Rose is currently 8-1. Fans are on number 4, Little T, 3-2, but I'm on 5, Cool Cute Cookie, 5-2. gate is rolling for race number 1. Always Adele, Clodum by Emma, Page Rock Scissors on the inside. In the center, Little T and Cool Cute Cookie. To the outside, Rembar and Rose, Cove Beach, Rockin' Pebbles. And the second tier, Dally Delight. Field 4, race number 1. Is at the start of the off. Little T will lead with Cool Cute Cookie. Then Clodum by Emma, Always at Dell. Page Rock Scissors fifth away. Dally Delight is sixth. Then Rembar and Rose and back to Cove Beach and Rockin' Pebbles. And now Cool Cute Cookie is going to come on and grab the front. Little T is racing the pocket. Always at Dell is positioned third. Clodum by Emma fourth. And then fifth is Dally Delight. Works in front of Page Rock Scissors. Then Rembar and Rose and Cove Beach and Rockin' Pebbles, and on past the opening quarter they go. Cool Cute Cookie 6-5 favorite now, 28-3 opening panel. Little T at 8-5 is racing position second. Always at Dallas on the inside third, just 3 from the front. Clodum by Emma racing fourth, and then Dally Delight. Page Rock Scissors steps to the outside. Then it is back to Rembar and Rose and Cove Beach and Rockin' Pebbles, and off that 28-3 opening quarter the field comes up to the half. Cool Cute Cookie, Sammy Filia has lead racing second. Little T. Now Clodum by Emma is able to get up a little closer, first over third, and Always Adele is fourth, 58-2 halftime. Racing fifth is Page Rock Scissors to the outside. Then further back on the outside, Rembar and Rose is past one. That's Dally Delight. Then Cove Beach and Rockin' Pebbles. And on down the backstretch, Cool Cute Cookie getting tested by Clodum by Emma. Clodum by Emma now has come on the outside and grabbed the lead for Paul McKenzie. Cool Cute Cookie tries to fight back, and then Little T is popped off the pylons now in the 2-wide path on the back of Clodum by Emma, who has a lead of 3/4, trying to fight back Cool Cute Cookie. And then center of the track, Little T, Always at Dell, Rembar and Rose, and Page Rock Scissors. But Clodum by Emma, on down the stretch drive they come, Clodum by Emma. And then out wide and driving now comes Little T. Scooting up the inside is Page Rock Scissors. Clodum by Emma, and Paul McKenzie wins it. Then it looked like it was Little T, Page Rock Scissors, and Cool Cute Cookie, 158-2. Clodum by Emma. Coming back in front of us is the winner of race number 1. It's number 2, Clodum by Emma, the winning drive to Paul McKenzie. Clodum by Emma is a 12-year-old Better's Delight Bay mare, and it is the 29th win for Clodum by Emma lifetime, third this year. Clodum by Emma victorious, 158-2. First raise payouts to Clodombama, $13, 470, 320. For Little T, 280, 230. Three-page rock scissors, 810. $2 exactor, 41.90. Dollar try, 121.30. Dollar super, 342.35. 20-cent super, 68.47. The first race order of finish from the top, 713. 248 659. That's 713 248 659 on the bottom. Field for the second on parade. One is Chargent Patricia. Garrett Rooney for Gabby Sassoman, Martin West Racing, and Jeffrey Korchesny. Number 2 is Pros. Paul McKenzie for Peter Brickman and Aaron Swainson Brickman. Number 3 is Sister Golden Hair. Sammy Filia for Julie Walker and Dr. Terry Fried. 4 is April's Shadows. Mark McDonald drives, trains, and owns. 5 is Release the Wicked. Ryan Guy for Tim Myers and Boris Loss. And number 6, Borrowed Angel. Dale Spence for Brenda Duncan and David Duncan. Number 7 is Fast Lane Jane. Damian McClellan drives for Gord Danzadovic and Peter Albrecht. Field of 7, race number 2. Let's get a look at this field. Maiden fillies and mares. We'll start with number 3, Sister Golden Hair, and was a pretty solid winner here just 2 races ago. Last race, post 5, is finished 3rd. It was not as good an effort as the one before it. 58-1, 2 starts back. It certainly compares very well to the rest of this field. A win and a couple of thirds in 7 starts, but Sister Golden Hair, leaving at a post position 3, I think can get off the gate reasonably well and be a pretty solid player in here. 8-5 could be the one to beat. Number 5, Release the Wicked. Did have a good start here back November the 1st, and then the last 2, a pair of 6th place finishes. This is one that does show that 58-4 mile November the 1st. Last 2 not nearly as good, but Release the Wicked, Ryan Guy for Tim Myers. This is a solid bounce back candidate. 8-1 on the board, bit of a price. Number 6, Borrowed Angel, was much better the last 2 starts. In fact, won here November the 8th, and then followed it up with a 3rd last time out. Battled first up and hung fairly tough. Borrowed Angel has been better of late, so maybe you got to look at this one. Dale Spence for Brenda Duncan, 8-1. And number 4, April's Shadows, 6-1 on the board, and one that, last raced October the 4th at the Loop, so now comes in and qualified here. A good back half on the qualifier, 58-3. April Shadows could be a sleeper in here. You see this one racing reasonably well at the Loop in August and September, and then that qualifier with that good back half maybe tips that April Shadows and Mark McDonnell is one that could be a solid player. Has a couple of wins already. April Shadows is 6-1. And the fans are backing number 2, Pros, and Paul McKenzie, 2-1 on the board. Comes in at right now 2-1 on the board. Pros and Paul McKenzie for Peter Brickman has had just 2 starts. They were both at Mohawk. The reason why people are probably jumping at this one is if you look at the back half last time out at Mohawk, 55-3 back half, had equal 27-4 final quarters. The 3rd and 4th panels, Pros finished well beaten, but the mile went in 55-2. But Pros, that back half really catches your attention, and maybe Pros is the one that will get the job done here. 2-1. Paul McKenzie looking to score both halves of the double. Fans note in this second race, number 7, Fast Lane Jane, is going to be scratched. A scratch of number 7, Fast Lane Jane. Gate is rolling for race number 2. Sergeant Patricia and Pros on the inside. In the center, Sister Golden Hair, April Shadows. To the outside, Release the Wicked and Borrowed Angel. It's a field of 6 for race number 2. Field for the second dash is at the start of the rough. Borrowed Angel is going to blast on the outside with Release the Wicked. Sergeant Patricia, Sister Golden Hair, Pros, and then April Shadow on the race around that first turn. Borrowed Angel is able to grab the lead in front by 2 1/4. Sergeant Patricia second. Release the Wicked is racing third along the pylons in front of Pros, and then Sister Golden Hair is second last, and April Shadows is trailing. It is Borrowed Angel at 8-1, who's got a comfortable lead of about 3 lengths right now. Opening quarter 29-4. Sergeant Patricia is racing second. Release the Wicked. Then Pros and Sister Golden Hair. And April Shadows is back trailing the field. Now Pros is quickly stepped up from fourth and is coming with authority now. It's Borrowed Angel who's got the lead, but here comes Pros now. Sergeant Patricia's on the inside. Pros and Paul McKenzie challenging and wants to try to clear before the turn and is going to easily do so over Borrowed Angel. Pros is on fire now and leads by about 3.5 lengths, and Sister Golden Hair quickly has taken to the outside. 1 minute flat halftime. Borrowed Angel is second. Sister Golden Hair is third. Sergeant Patricia fourth, and then April Shadows and back to Release the Wicked. But Pros has built a substantial lead now and is in front by about 8 lengths, and Sister Golden Hair is second. Borrowed Angel is weakening on the inside. April Shadows is racing on the outside third. Borrowed Angel is fourth. Then Release the Wicked and Sergeant Patricia. Pros leading on by 3/4, 128-3. Threw in a 28-3 third panel, and Pros is now getting a little bit of urging as Sister Golden Hair is closing the gap. Pros now get some left-handed reminders to keep on going. Sister Golden Hair is trying to close the gap. Pros and Sister Golden Hair, but Pros continues now, and Pros is going to get home in front. Sister Golden Hair was second, then April Shadows and Release the Wicked. 2 minutes flat. Coming back in front of us is the winner of race number 2. It's number 2 Pros, Paul McKenzie with the driving double. Pros, a 2-year-old sports rider bay filly, owned by Aaron Swainson Brickman. Peter Brickman's the trainer. First win for Pros, 2 minutes flat. Second race payouts, 2 Pros, $8, $380, $260. 3 Sister Golden Hair, $210, $210, and 4 April Shadows, $350. $2 exactor 2060. Dollar try 43.25. Dollar super 118.90. 20-cent super 23.78. A $2 double 2 and 2 is 38.20. Consolation double of 2 and 7 11.30. Second race, order of finish from the top. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, scratch. That's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, scratch in the bottom. On post parade for race 3, 1 Tobin's Wish, Garrett Rooney for Tom Janot and Barbara Bryan. Number 2, Salisbury Diva, Paul McKenzie for Vern Cochran and Edward Gork. Number 3 is No Money Honey, Dale Spence for Robert Reed and Kim Lazanchuk and Mike Ellis. 4 is Fashion Forward, Mark McDonnell for Michael Stamp and Janet Larcombe. Number 5 is Rockford Peach, Jay Harris for Francis Guillemette and Jean Allaire. Number 6, Del Diggity, Sammy Fillion for Gerard Demers and Francois Morin. And number 7, Sports Duchess, Austin Sorey drives for Gerard Demers and Tag Incorporated. Field of 7, race number 3. Let's get a look at this field for the third. Fillies and Mares, purse of 6,000, 8,000 claiming. Number 6, Del Diggity, well, is 28 wins since the 1st of January last year. Thing to note, though, hasn't raced since October the 2nd, was scratched from the last scheduled start. Vet sick back on November the 7th. Now, if Del Diggity is fit and ready to rock and roll, she certainly stands out in here. Has been a big earner of the last couple seasons. Made a lot of money considering races in bottom claiming classes. It's made $142,000 since January 1st of last year. That's pretty darn fine earnings for one that's racing in lower classes, but hits the board often, wins often. Del Diggity comes into this one with 3 wins and a second in the past 4 starts, so the only question will be whether Del Diggity is ready to rock and roll. And sent up by Gerard Demers, Sammy Fillion driving. You get 7-2 if you want to take a flyer on this one that hasn't raced since October the 2nd, a proven winner. Number 2, Salisbury Diva, 3-1 on the board. Well, raced November the 16th and raced in the bottom class and dominated, blasted to the front and just kept on going. That was a nice bounce-back performance. Had a couple that didn't work out well. You also see this is one that's raced against a tougher, and you see last year as a 4-year-old, 7 wins in 17 starts last year. This year, just a couple of wins in 14 tries, but the last race suggested maybe Salisbury Diva is ready to come into top form, 3-1. Number 7, Sports Duchess, well, raced in an optional 10-claimer last race and got off the gate well. This is one that has more than $250,000 in lifetime earnings and is still just a 7-year-old, so drops it down in class. Look, you look down the page, you see this is one that was racing in the preferred 2 class at London and Grand River back in the summertime. In fact, at Grand River, 53-1 to finish second, beaten ahead in the preferred 2, so long way down. Drops from finishing 5th in a 10-claimer last race. Austin Sorey for Gerard Demers, and tell you, Sports Duchess really well down in class, and this is the 3rd start off of a layoff. Did race a little bit better last race, so definitely looms in here. I just wanted to go elsewhere. 2-1. Thought this one would get a fair amount of action, and she's just not up to what she was in the summer, but maybe it's going to happen right here. Sports Duchess, 9-5. And number 5, Rockford Peach, well, moves up in class, but off of back-to-back wins, and the last win was a crushing effort, won by 6 3/4 lengths in 56-3. Has 8 wins on the year, so Rockford Peach is one that may handle the step up. Jay Harris for Francis Guillemette is 4-1. Fans are on 7, Sports Duchess, but I went to 6, Del Diggity, 7-2. Gate is rolling for the 3rd. Tobin's Wish and Salisbury Diva on the inside. In the center, No Money Honey, Fashion Forward, and Rockford Peach outside. Del Diggity, Sports Duchess, here they come. And they're at the start of the rough in Fashion Forward and Rockford Peach with Salisbury Diva on the inside. Then Sports Duchess and Tubbins Wishdale Diggity and No Money Honey's back trailing the field. Salisbury Diva has the early lead. Rockford Peach on the outside is racing position second and now is wanting to try to maybe squeeze into the pocket, but that's close, so presses on. Rockford Peach is going to drive on. Rockford Peach is a co-favorite at 2-1, is going to clear Salisbury Diva, who's also 2-1. 28-1 opening quarter. Then racing third is Fashion Forward. Sports Duchess is fourth. Then Tobin's Wish, No Money Honey, and Dell Diggity is having a darn tough time. Is way back trailing the field. Rockford Peach as they race their way off the turn. Leads on up towards us off at 28-1 opening quarter. Rockford Peach and Jay Harris, Salisbury Diva in their pocket position with Paul McKenzie, and then Fashion Forward. Now, Sports Duchess is up and driving. It is Rockford Peach, half of 58-3, a 30-2 second paddle breather. Rockford Peach. Now Sports Duchess is getting up a little closer and looking sporty, but Salisbury Diva is still in the pocket. Sports Duchess first up third, then No Money Honey, Fashion Forward, and Tobin's Wish. And then way back and having a problem is Dell Diggity. They head on to three quarters. Rockford Peach is going to lead still by about a length and a quarter by three quarters, 127-2. Sports Duchess trying to wear down Rockford Peach, and Salisbury Diva is within striking distance third. Then No Money Honey and Fashion Forward and Tobin's Wish, and they turn for home. Rockford Peach and Sports Duchess. Rockford Peach on the inside. Sports Duchess still digging on the outside. Up Mackenzie Lane is Salisbury Diva. Three across the track, but Rockford Peach is going to keep on trucking. Rockford Peach was able to hold off Sports Duchess. Then Salisbury Diva, No Money Honey, 157 flat. Third race payouts 5 Rockford Peach 690, 420, and 247. Sports Duchess 530 and 290. To Salisbury Diva 240. $2 exactor 33.10. Dollar try $50. Dollar super is 125.65. 20-cent super 25.13. Third race, order of finish from the top is 63451 DNF2. That's 63451 DNF2 on the bottom. Field 4, race number 4 on parade 1. Watch Me Dance, Garrett Rooney from Michael Patterson. Number 2, The Divine Miss M, Austin Sorry for Randy Earl and Corey Guthrie. Number 3 is Little Mary, Mike Salas, drives and trains and owns. And number 4 is I Wish I Had a Me, Damian McClellan for Tyler Schlottman. 5 is Stilton Gold, Sammy Filia for Harry Martin. Number 6, Wicked Craving, Dale Spence for Mackenzie Spence and Brock McClellan. And Robert Palmer and Timothy Mercetti. Number 7 is Funny Business, Jason Bryan for Pat Rouleau and Stephanie DiPietro. Don Carswell and Henry Vertoli. And number 8 is Street Cassidy, Paul McKenzie for Mike Revang, Gary Silva. Field of 8, race number 4, Fillies and Mares, claiming the winners under bottom class. And let's get a look at this field. We'll start with number 2, The Divine Miss M. 5-1 on the board. Now look, made a break last time out, was the favorite in this class, and now is being punished by that break. Well, actually now the punishment's gone away a little bit. Now is the 2-1 and now 5-2 betting favorite. Look, this is one that won 3 of the 4 previous starts before making a break last race. So the Divine Miss M, those were all in this class. I think the Divine Miss M has to be given a shot to bounce back in here. That's the only X you see on the dance card. The Divine Miss M and Austin Sorry, 5-2, set up by Randy Ertl. 6 wins on the year. Co-favorite at 5-2 right now. Number 5, Stilton Gold, one that did win back-to-back races before a 4th last time out. And overall, you see enough recent form to think that Stilton Gold, Sammy Filia for Harry Martin, should be a main player. Is being backed as such at 5-2. Number 7, Funny Business, was able to win from post 6 last race, and look, has only 2 wins on the year and 1 last year, but well, that was a good effort by Funny Business last race, and Jason Ryan for Pat Rouleau, 3-1, and down on the inside, one Watch Me Dance, danced well last race, beaten a length and a half to Rockford Peach, and we saw that one race well just back in the last race. Rockford Peach as was the winner, and Watch Me Dance was beaten only a length and a half back of that start on November the 15th. And you see Watch Me Dance was good the start before it as well, a 3rd. So on the inside, you get Garrett Rooney for Michael Patterson. Only 1 win, though, in 21. That's why I moved this one down to 4th. But definitely the recent form suggests maybe she can come back here and win. A veteran 8-year-old, 7-2. Katie's rolling for the fourth. Watch Me Dance. The Divine Miss M and Little Mary on the inside. In the center, I Wish I Had Me and Stilton Gold. And to the outside, Wicked Craving, Funny Business, and Street Cassidy. Field is at the start and they're off, and I Wish I Had Me, Stilton Gold, and Wicked Craving driving as they head on into the turn and down to the inside, the Divine Miss M, but the early lead belongs to Stilton Gold. Wicked Craving is second. Little Mary is third. Now I Wish I Had Me fourth, and on the outside, Funny Business. The Divine Miss M is back to sixth now, and then Watch Me Dance is trailing the field. Stilton Gold 9-5 on the board with the lead, but Wicked Craving at 14-1 is coming on. Dale Spence is Craving making the lead and is in front by half a length, now a length, and is going to clear to the front. Wicked Craving at 14-1, opening quarter 28-1. Stilton Gold second, Little Mary is third. Funny Business now starts to roll on the outside. The Divine Miss M is racing position fifth. And then it is back further to I Wish I Had a Me and Watch Me Dance, and back trailing the field is Street Cassidy. Wicked Craving leads and up to the half off that 28-1 opening quarter. Half of 57. Stilton Gold is plugged into the pocket. And Funny Business third. The Divine Miss M is gaining some ground on the outside, and now popping out from third goes Funny Business. And the Divine Miss M is trying to take fourth from Little Mary, and now is able to do so. Sixth is Watch Me Dance, and seventh is I Wish I Had a Me. And Street Cassidy is trailing Funny Business at 3-1. Come on to get the lead now. Funny Business leads by about 3.5, and now dropping into the safety lane is Wicked Craving. The Divine Miss M is racing second. Watch Me Dance has come on to grab third, and Stilton Gold is fourth, 1:27 3/4 time. And Funny Business leads by about 4.5 lengths, and the Divine Miss M, Stilton Gold, and Watch Me Dance. Funny Business as they come on down the stretch drive. Funny Business is going to get the last laugh in the fourth race and win it under wraps over the Divine Miss M. Then Stilton Gold, and then on the inside, Street Cassidy, 157-3. Funny Business. There's a look at the winner of race number 4. It's number 7, Funny Business. Jason Ryan's the winning driver. 3-year-old He's Watching Bay filling by Stephanie DiPietro and Don Carswell and Henry Vertoli. Pat Rouleau, the trainer. Third win this year, fourth lifetime for Funny Business. 157-3. Fourth race, payout 7, Funny Business, 810, 430, 270. 2, The Divine Miss M, 460, 265. Stilton Gold, 220. $2 exactor, 47.80. Dollar Try, 52.10. Dollar Super, 1538.35. The 20-cent Super is 307.67, and we had a dollar pick 3 of 126.80. Fans note we have a scratch in race 6, number 6, Sweet Sister scratched. Race 6, scratch 6, Sweet Sister. Fourth race, so we're finished from the top. So 527-638-14. That's 527-638-14 on the bottom. Field 4, Race 5 on parade. 1 is DA Temptation, Mark McDonnell, for Jody Cullen and Eva Mondu. Number 2, One Last Bet, Ryan Guy for Mike Whiteniowski. Number 4 is Swift Talker, Jason Ryan for John Pentland in Hut Racing. Number 5, Lions Bend, Scotty Calder for Ken Oliver in Three Lions Racing. Number 7, Southwind Stratus, Austin Sorey for Rachel Andrew and Murray Graham McDonald. Number 6, Maple Shadow, Andre Goy for Nita Willett and Luke Willett. 8, Prosciutto, Sammy Filia for Ken Ellis. And number 3 is Voom Voom, Dale Spence, Raphael Barassa, and Allison Hepburn. It's a field of 8 for race number 5. Let's get a look at this field. And, well, I want to start with number 5, Lions Bends. And, look, this is one that the last 2 starts at Mohawk were 6th place finishes. Did miss a bit of time before coming back. Had been off since the middle of September to November the 1st. And also, this will be the 3rd start for Kenny Oliver. This is one that was racing south of the border and then joined Kenny. And so far has had 2 starts at Mohawk, both 6th place finishes. But you do see 52-3 2 starts back and a 26-3 final quarter. So flashing some pretty solid speed. One that has a bit of back class is a 3-year-old that's made $178,000. So clearly Lions Benz, who made $118,000 last year in the 11 starts. Pretty capable. Lions Benz 8-5. Number 1, DA Temptation, was a winner 2 races ago here. Then one that moved up to this class last time out and had the trailer post and just wasn't able to get going. But DA Temptation is one that I think will like being on the inside here. Got away second 2 starts ago and was a winner. Now that was, as I mentioned, against a cheaper, but DA Temptation, I think, is one that I'd be tempted to throw somewhere on the ticket at a bit of a price. Mark McDonnell for Jody Cullen and DA Temptation 10-1. Number 3, Voom Voom, has raced well each of the last couple. In fact, 5 of the last 6 was solid. Made the top 3 in 5 out of 6 starts. Voom Voom. The only race that didn't go well was one at London that back October the 28th. Blasted out and tired off badly in that one, but has got things back together. Voom Voom and Dale Spence for Raphael Barassa. A definite chance to get a victory here. 8-1. And number 8, Prosciutto, also 8-1 on the board. Look, raced in the top class Fillies and Mares Preferred, 2nd last time out. That was post 1, but still, you got to regard Prosciutto. Really raced well. Sammy Filia for Ken Ellis, 7-1. Number 5, Lions Benz, is the betting favorite right now at 8-5. Gate is rolling for race number 5, DA Temptation. One last bet and Voom Voom on the inside. In the center, Swift Talker and Lions Bands. To the outside, Maple Shadow, Southwind Stratus, and Prosciutto. It's a field of 8 for the 5th race. They're at the start. And the rough. One last bet. Southwind Stratus. Also, Prosciutto's getting out well. And Voom Voom. And on the inside, DA Temptation. Early lead right now. One last bet. Pressing on the outside, Prosciutto. DA Temptation, third. Racing for this Southwind Stratus. Voom Voom, fifth away. Then Swift Talker. Lions Benz has just one beaten right now, and that's Maple Shadow. And now Prosciutto, all the way from post 8 at 16-1 to grab the lead at the opening quarter. And is in front by a length and 3/4, 28 seconds opening panel. One last bet second, DA Temptation third, Southwind Stratus fourth, and then Voom Voom, Swift Talker. Lions Benz has yet to start talking, and then it is back to Maple Shadow. They race the way off the turn. Prosciutto at 16-1 leads. One last bet at 5-1 is second. DA Temptation third. Southwind Stratus now. Voom Voom is starting to zoom on the outside first over. Lions Benz has moved up a bit on the outside. Spotted second over. Then on the inside, Swift Talker and Maple Shadow is trailing. 57 halftime. Prosciutto leads on into the backstretch. Prosciutto, one last bet is 2 lengths back. DA Temptations racing position third. Voom Voom on the outside trying to grab fourth from Southwind Stratus. And Lions Benz is sixth and is out 3 wide. And now is driving but still has a lot of work to do. And then Swift Talker and Maple Shadow 3/4, 125 and 2. Prosciutto and one last bet and DA Temptation. Then Southwind Stratus and Voom Voom and Lions Benz is out wide and is closing ground rapidly now. One last bet has the lead as they come on down the stretch for Prosciutto on the inside. A late charge from Lions Benz, but it is one last bet as they come to the finish. One last bet, Prosciutto. One last bet wins it. Prosciutto second. Then it looked like DA Temptation and Swift Talker 156 flat. Coming back in front of us, the winner. It is number 2, one last bet. Ryan Guy is the winning driver. The trainer and owner is Mike Wojtniowski. One last bet. 6-year-old betting line bay mare. Second to win on the season. 21st lifetime. One last bet. 156 flat. Fifth race payouts to one last bet, 12, 10, 550, $4. Eight for Shelto, 12.50 and 5.90. One DA Temptation, 5.80. $2 exactor, 83.80. Dollar try, 240.40. The 20-cent high five, 1,016.65. 20-cent pick five, 599.83. Fifth race, so we're finished from the top, 317 468 52 on the bottom. That's 317 468 52 on the bottom. field for the 6th on parade. 1 Brisk Seals to Rustin. Sorry for Courtney Bishop. Number 2 is Hydrate. Garrett Rooney for Victoria Fair and Gerald Lilly. Number 3 is Our Aurora. Ron Guy for Jason Woodward and Sean Hannigan. Number 4, Wiggle It Betty. Mark McDonnell for Jody Cullen and Travis Cullen and Ron Cullen. 5, McLotte. Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen and Chris Nickel. Number 6 is scratched in 7, Sporty's Big Craze. Jay Harris for Francis Guillemette and Kevin Kerr. Field of 6, race number 6. Let's get a look at this field for the 6th race. Note the 6 is scratch. Phillies Mares, purse of $7,500. And, well, I want to start with number 7, Sporty's Big Craze. Was a winner here last time home. Has a win and a second in the last 3 starts. And Sporty's Big Craze has to move out a little bit on the gate. But with that scratch of the 6 now, it'll be post position 6. Raced very well last race and set up by Francis Guillemette. I think Jay Harris has a chance to get a second win on the evening. 5-1. Decent price as fans have gone to my second choice, 1 Brisk Sealster, one that comes in from Mohawk off of a couple of 8th place finishes. You do see this one pacing in 54-3. 3 starts back, had a 26-4 final quarter. Now, Brisk Sealster is 0 for 12 in the win column, but the venue change maybe could get this one going. In fact, looking further down the page, you see a 53-2 at Mohawk back in the latter part of August. So Brisk Sealster is one that certainly has a chance to be pretty brisk in here and get the job done. Even money. Number 5, McLotte. Well, you got to like the effort of this one a lot. Last 3 starts, a win in a couple of seconds. McLotte's been a lot better and is back in the same class. McLotte beaten just a neck last race after leading the entire way. Beaten by Sporty's Big Craze. McLotte and Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen. 3-1 on the board. And number 3, Our Aurora, was second last race and second to an outstanding one in Vin Bruiser. So Our Aurora, although she was badly beaten, Vin Bruiser has been just on a big roll. Our Aurora, good in each of the last couple races, and in fact 4 races ago was 4th, beaten a length and a half. Now the one thing with Our Aurora, 0 for 45 in the win column, but good recent form, one you can use somewhere on the ticket. 5-1. is rolling for race number 6. Field of 6 taking up their positions. Brisk Sealster and Hydrate on the inside. In the center, Aurora, Wiggle It Betty to the outside, McLotty and Sporty's Big Craze. It is a field of 6 for the 6th race. They're at the start, and the rough. And Wiggle It Betty leaves with McLotty and Sporty's Big Craze. And on the inside, Brisk Sealster, then Aurora. And Hydrate is back trailing the field. McLotty as they race on around the turn. McLotty and now driving Sporty's Big Craze is wanting to come on and clear to the front over McLotty. And Wiggle It Betty is third. Brisk Sealster is racing fourth, and Aurora is fifth. But Sporty's Big Craze and Jay Harris made the front. But now McLotty is going to loop back around, and McLotty is going to be back on top with Sporty's Big Craze second. Brisk Sealster is moving briskly on the outside now and is coming gamely challenging. And now I got a little rough and took back on the outside. On the inside, Wiggle It Betty, and then back to our Aurora. 28-1 opening quarter. Sporty's Big Craze is racing position second. Wiggle It Betty to the inside. Brisk Sealster now is going to press on again on the outside. And our Aurora has popped out and is racing fifth. They race past the half in 58-2. McLotty's got the lead. And then Sporty's Big Craze in the pocket. Brisk Sealster on the outside third. Racing position fourth on into the backstretch is Wiggle It Betty. And then our Aurora. McLotty at 7-1 has the lead. McLotty leads on down the backstretch. And then Sporty's Big Craze is racing position second. Wiggle It Betty third. Then our Aurora and Brisk Sealster now is backed away. It is McLotty with the front. McLotty getting some urging to try to keep on going. 1:28-3 the three-quarter time. Sporty's Big Craze is looming from second and is going to come out right now. Wiggle It Betty is third. And then our Aurora. Sporty's Big Craze as the field turns for home is able to come by McLotty and grab the lead. Sporty's Big Craze is looking rather sporty now and has got this one sewn up. McLotty will hold on to second, then our Aurora and Wiggle It Betty. 1:59-3. Sixth race payout, 7 Sporties Big Craze, 29.50, 9.90, 4.50. 5 McLatte, 7.70 and $4, and 3 Aurora, 5.30. $2 exactor, 99.80. Dollar try, 133.45. Dollar super, 326.90. 20-cent super, 65.38, and a 20-cent pick four, 379.19. 6th race order finish from the top, 653 42 scratch 1. That's 65342 scratch 1 on the bottom. for the 7th Hunt Parade. One is Century Moo, Damien McClellan for Rennie Barassa and Mark Shellenon and Gilles Cowett. And number 2 is On Top Rainstorm, Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen and Chris Nickel. Number 3, Vin Bruiser, Jay Harris for Robert Kyle Fellows and Robert Don Fellows. And number 4, Girl Swag, Jason Ryan for Steve Gassian and Beth Doyle. 5, TJ All the Way, Brian Guy for Bill Bunnett and Antonio Tangretta. Number 6, Isn't Easy, Scott Coulter for Paul Coulter. Number 8 is Forrest Leah. John Thompson drives and trains and partners in ownership with Larry Todd. And number 7 is Ivory Sammy Fillion for Anthony Beaton and David Mercer and Keith McDougall. Field of 8, race number 7. Note that 8 Forrest Leah. Equipment change. Blind bridle to can't see back. Well, let's get a look at this field, and we'll start with number 3, Vin Bruiser. And Vin Bruiser, well, is one that moves up from the maiden class, but has 3 dominant wins in the maiden class in the last 4 starts. And so Vin Bruiser, yeah, he's stepping up, but I think Vin Bruiser can carry it forward here. You're going to get a bit of a price right now, 5-1. Vin Bruiser only came home in 32 last time out, but look, was in front by 10 lengths at 3/4, did all the work early in the mile, and then just kind of coasted it home. Vin Bruiser and Jay Harris. Jay looks for a 3rd win on the evening. Number 2, On Top Rainstorm, is 4-5 on the board, and one that raced in this class last time out. In fact, dropped down a level to finish second to Pound Bay Colleen, who was gone on the field, finished second, beat 9 1/4. But On Top Rainstorm, you see this one being 3rd in a non-winners at 3 October the 11th. So now in a non-winners at 2 and off a good last race. On Top Rainstorm, Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen, 4-5, getting a lot of love. Number 1, Century Moo, has got the inside and didn't move off the gate very well last time from post 1. Got away 7th, but did come on to finish 3rd. But that was the first start after making an early break the start before it. So I expect Century Moo this time to be moving early from the inside now with that flat line. And I think Century Moo, who has 5 top 2 finishes and 9 starts in this year, I think Century Moo is one that has a very solid chance to win, 5-1. And one more is number 7, Ivory. Was a winner in this class just 2 races ago. Last race did not race as well. But Ivory, Sammy Fillion for Anthony Beaton. This is one that also should be a consideration here to possibly win. But the fans are on number 2, On Top Rainstorm. I went to 4, Girl Swag, stepping up a level. And Girl Swag is currently on the board right now at 40. Correction, I went to Vin Bruiser, is the one that's stepping up off of 3 maiden wins. Vin Bruiser, 5-1. Fans note, in race number 8, we have a claim on number 8, Wifey Said So. A single claim on 8, Wifey Said So. Gate is rolling. Race number 7. Century Moo on top of Rainstorm and Vin Bruiser on the inside. In the center, Girl Swag and TJ all the way. To the outside isn't easy. Ivory and Forest Leah. Field of 8 hits the 7th dash. Field for the 7th race is at the start of the rough, and Girl Swag is going to leave with Century Moo, and then Isn't Easy and Ivory, and then TJ all the way, and on top Rainstorm. Vin Bruiser second from last, and then Forest Lee is trailing the field, but Ivory on the outside is looking to drive on. Ivory is looking to come on and grab the front. Girl Swag second. Vin Bruiser on the outside is getting a little bit rough gated, but is still staying on stride. And it is Ivory. And then Vin Bruiser driving on the outside. Vin Bruiser is going to come on and clear to the front. And Ivory is second, 29-3 opening quarter. Then it is Girl Swag and Century Moo. And fifth Isn't Easy. Then TJ all the way, and on top Rainstorm and Forest Leah. They race the way off the turn. Vin Bruiser and Jay Harris is fired up early now and leads on up towards the half and is in front by about 4 or 5. Ivory second, Girl Swag third, then Century Moo and Isn't Easy pops to the outside, and then it is back further to TJ all the way, on top Rainstorm and Forest Leah. They work their way on into the backstretch, and Vin Bruiser has the lead. Vin Bruiser leads it by about 4.5, and Ivory is second. Girl Swag's racing position third, and then fourth Isn't Easy off that 58-3 halftime at a 29-3 opening quarter. They race by 3/4, and Vin Bruiser now closing some ground is Ivory, and on the outside Girl Swag 3/4, 127-4. Vin Bruiser leads by about 2.5 over Ivory, and to the outside Girl Swag. Vin Bruiser getting some urging now, is starting to slow. Girl Swag is getting closer on the inside Ivory. Vin Bruiser trying to stay steady as they come on down the lane. Here comes Century Moo, is moving well on the outside. Century Moo is able to come on and win. Vin Bruiser second, then Ivory and Girl Swag 158-2. Back in front of us, the winner of race 7-1, Century Moo, Damien McClellan, the winning driver. 2-year-old cattle, Wash Bay filly, owned by Mark Gelinas. Gilles Cowett, Rene Barassa. Rene is also the trainer. 4th win in 10 starts for Century Moo, 158-2. That's a new career best for Century Moo. Seventh race payouts one Century Mood, $10.90, $5.20, $4, 3. Vin Bruiser, $5, $5. 7 Irie, $5.60. $2 Exactor, 54.30. Dollar Try, 175.10. Dollar Super, 516.70. 20-cent Super, 103.34. Seventh race. Order of finish from the top, 152-478-36. That's 152-478-36 on the bottom. Cleveland post parade for the 8th. Won My Mom's an Ace. Scott Culliver, Brian Eckenstein, and Debbie Eckenstein. Number 2 is Chelsea's Choice semi-affiliate for Ricky Montgomery and Chelsea Hughes. Number 3, Premier Delight, Dale Spence for Ken and Jeffrey and Patrick Hunt and Miguel Freitas. Number 4 is Waiting on a Woman, Jason Ryan for Jody Cullen and Ron and Travis Cullen. Number 5, Lisa's All In, Austin Sorry for Mitchell Tierney and Lynn Cameron. And number 6, Blank to Reality, Jay Harris from Mary Ellenberg and Nora Parkson. James Grant. Number 7, Rose Run, Yvette Garrett Rooney for Victoria Fair. 9 is American Land, Paul McKenzie for Catherine Flanagan and Winters Racing. And note that number 8 is Wifey Said So. Clay Mettard, Ryan Guy for Commodore and Vanessa McBride Rebello. It's a field of 9. It's race number 8. Clay Mettard on 8. Wifey Said So. And 3, Premier Delight, changing blind bridle to side rolls. Let's look at this field. I'm going to start with number 4, Waiting on a Woman. 12 wins on the season. Has 4 wins in the past 6 starts. And one that is changing from 10 claiming. Rather, was back in the same class. Was in the optional 10 claiming. So back in the same class. Beat this class 2 races ago. Last race, finished 4th, beaten a length and 3/4. But I still think Waiting on a Woman's the one to beat, and really having a fine season. Set up by Jody Cullen, Jason Ryan driving 5-2. Number 3, Premier Delight, is one that, well, the last couple races pretty troubled, so the equipment change, blind to side rolls, and look, was a winner 3 races ago. This is one that made $60,000 last year, $7,000 this year. Certainly has not been a premier season for Premier Delight, but there's some talent in there to be gotten. Premier Delight, Dale Spence for Kenny Ellis is 4-1. Number 5, Lisa's All In, was a winner at Mohawk 3 races ago in 53-3. The last couple races at Mohawk didn't go well in a 12,500 claiming, so now into this optional 10. Lisa's All In, I think, is one that could have a big say in things here. Austin Sorry for Mitchell Tierney, and is 5-1. And number 8, Wifey Said So, claim is in, and look, this is one that was second in this class last time out, but it is post 8, but still 14 wins on the year for Wifey Said So. So you got to respect this one even from the post. Brian Guy for Commodore is 4-1. Rolling for race number 8. My mom's an ace. Chelsea's Choice and Premier Delight on the inside. In the center, waiting on a woman, Lisa's all in. To the outside, Black to Reality, Rose Run Yvette, and Wifey Said So. And the second tier, American Land. Field for the 8th race is at the start in the rough, and it is My Mom's an Ace and Rose Run Yvette with Lisa's All In, then Chelsea's Choice and Waiting on a Woman and American Land. But as the field works on around the turn and into the backstretch, Lisa's All In wants to be in the lead and clear to the front and is able to do so over My Mom's an Ace with Rose Run Yvette third. Chelsea's Choice is racing fourth. Then Wifey Said So in front of Waiting on a Woman. Back to American Land, and the trailing two are Premier Delight and Black to Reality. Lisa's All In. At 3-1's got the lead for Austin. Sorry, My Mom's an Ace is sitting the deuce right now. Rose Run Yvette is third. Then Chelsea's Choice now has chosen to come off the pylons and is working first over. In front of Wifey Said So and Waiting on a Woman. Then it is back to American Land and Premier Delight and Black to Reality. Lisa's All In as they race up to the half with a lead of a couple of lengths over My Mom's an Ace, and Chelsea's Choice getting a little closer first over, 57 4 halftime. Rose Run Yvette is racing fourth, then fifth on the outside as they work on into the backstretch is Wifey Said So. Wifey Said So is about 6 or 7 off the lead, being followed on the outside by Waiting on a Woman. On the inside, American Land, and then the trailing pair, Premier Delight, Black to Reality. Lisa's All In leads now by about 2 3/4 lengths over My Mom's an Ace. Up wide, Wifey Said So, 3 deep and coming, and is in front of Waiting on a Woman, who's also closing ground. On the inside, Rose Run Yvette is about 4 off the lead. 1:26 3 the 3/4 time. Lisa's All In. Wifey Said So's closing, as is Waiting on a Woman and My Mom's an Ace, and then Rose Run Yvette and Premier Delight on down the stretch rough they come, and it is still Lisa's All In, but charging late is Waiting on a Woman. Lisa's All In, Waiting on a Woman, and Wifey Said So. Lisa's All In wins it. Then Waiting on a Woman and Wifey Said So and Rose Run Yvette won 56 4. There's a look at the winner. Austin Sorry, the winning drive on Lisa's All In. Trained by Mitchell Tierney. The owners Lynn Cameron and Michelle Gaudreau. Lisa's All In is a 6-year-old Rusty's All In brown mare. 5th win on the season. 18th lifetime for Lisa's All In. 156 4. Eighth race. Number 5, Lisa's All In, 860, 370, 270. 4, Waiting on a Woman, $3, 220. 8, Wifey Said So, 370. $2 Exactor, 2020. Dollar Try, $55. Dollar Super, 553.35. 20-cent Super, 110.67. The eighth race, Claim of 8, Wifey Said So. The new trainer will be Jared Mann. Eighth race, order finished in the top. Did not finish. 752 16438. That's DNF 752 16438 on the bottom. For the ninth race on parade, 1 Lions, Anita's Angel, Scott Culver, Ken Oliver, and 3 Lions Racing. Number 2, Miss Danny's Song, Jason Ryan for Jacob Roberts and Ron Ash and Mike McLaughlin. Number 3, Windermere Classic, Austin Torrey for Joe Pereira and Brian Wallach Racing. 5 is Baby Step Back, semi-failure for Jared Mann and Ron Nobes and Charles Gazzola. Number 6, Boots and Bling, Ryan Guy for Emma Christopher and Joanne Colville. Number 7, Safe Passage, Damian McClellan for Phyllis McLennan, and Mike McLennan's the trainer. 4 is TJ Bliss, Jay Harris for Camanasiello and Alex Calco. And 9 is Pownell Bay Colleen, Paul McKenzie for Joe McIsaac and Ian Smith. Scratched his 8, a little bit of soul. Well, fans, my play of the night here in the ninth race, not getting that much love on the tote board at 8-1. The money has come for 2 Miss Danny's Song, which is interesting because Miss Danny's Song and Baby Step Back finished in a dead heat for third at London last time out. And Baby Step Back is now 10-1 on the board. Sammy Filia, Jared Mann, strong connections, 13 top 3 finishes and 17 starts on the year. You see this one racing October the 3rd at Mohawk in 52-4. And in fact, this is one that was here in the non-winners of 3 October the 25th and had the lead till they turned for home and a couple got by. But also Baby Step Back, November the 7th, racing in an optional 20 claimer, won by 13.5 lengths, paid 5 cents on the dollar. Baby Step Back, I think this one's going to step up and be very effective in here. Jared Mann has a huge win percentage on the year, winning at about 25%. Semi-Filia driving. Baby Step Back, 6-1. My top choice. Number 1, Lions, Anita's Angel. On the inside, the racing form isn't great, but gets away from Mohawk, and you see a 51-4 mile at Mohawk October the 24th. And in fact, last race, 52-4. Lions, Anita's Angel could very much like getting away from Mohawk, 3-1 inside post. Might be able to flash a bit of gate speed. We'll see. You don't see a lot of gate speed, but a lot of post positions outside. And Lions, Anita's Angel, and Scotty Culver, Kenny Oliver, 5-2. Just one top 3 finish in 11 tries in the year, but it was a win at Philadelphia. Others, number 4, TJ Bliss. Well, lots of recent form on this one. You see 3 seconds and a win in the past 6 starts. TJ Bliss, last time out was second to Wicked Road, and that was in this class. TJ Bliss and Jay Harris for Camanasiello. 8-1 on the board, I think, is a contender. And 9 Pownell Bay Colleen was a dominant winner here last time out in the class below this one. Moves up, but look, the trailer post might not fit this filly well, but if Paul McKenzie can work out a trip, then Pownell Bay Colleen, who crushed the field last time out the class below this one, has a shot in here. 5-1, Paul McKenzie for Joe McIsaac. Ninth race featuring the Super High 5. The fans went to 2 Miss Danny's Song. My top one, Baby Step Back, is starting to step up on the tote board. Is dropped down to 9-2. Gate is rolling for race number 9. Lions, Anita's Angel, Miss Dandy's Song, Windermere Classy on the inside. In the center, TJ Bliss and Baby Step Back to the outside. Boots and Bling, Safe Passage. And from the second tier, Panel Bay Colleen. It's a field of 8. It's race number 9, the final dash. Here they come. Field for the 9th race is at the start of the rough, and Baby Step Back is going to step forward with TJ Bliss, Lions Anita's Angel, and Windermere Classy as they race their way on around that first turn. TJ Bliss has got the lead. Lions Anita's Angel has come away second. Baby Step Back is back of those two, racing third. Then Miss Danny's Song and Windermere Classy. Then it is back further to Boots and Bling and Safe Passage, and Pownell Bay Colleen's trailing the field. Lions and Nita's Angel is 3 to 5 on the board and is able to come on and grab the lead now for Scotty Coulter. Has an advantage of about 2.5 or 3 lengths over TJ Bliss, and Baby Step Back is right now about 4.5 back of Lions Anita's Angel, and racing fourth is Miss Danny's Song. Then Windermere Classy. Then we've got Boots and Bling and Safe Passage and Pownell Bay Colleen. Lions Anita's Angel and Scotty Coulter of a 28 opening quarter. Races on past the half with a lead of a couple of lengths in the halftime. 56-4. Solid half put up by Lions Anita's Angel with TJ Bliss racing second. And Baby Step Back is still on the inside third. And now is going to step towards the outside as they race on into the backstretch. And then Miss Danny's Song popping up from third. Baby Step Back in pursuit of Lions Anita's Angel. Off that 56-4 halftime, Lions Anita's Angel. And Scotty Coulter just drives on. TJ Bliss is second. Baby Step Back is 3 back of the leader. Miss Danny's Song is fourth. And then it's Boots and Bling and Windermere Classy. But Lions Anita's Angel is just cruising in the final dash and is going to lead now by about 3 or 4 lengths. Lions Anita's Angel is crushing this field. Scotty Coulter and Lions Anita's Angel will win. Then Miss Danny's Song and Baby Step Back. And then it was Boots and Bling and TJ Bliss. 154-4. There's a look at the winner of race 9 and the winning driver, Scotty Coulter on Lions Anita's Angel, the 3-year-old Captain Treacherous Bay filly. All by 3 Lions Racing of Brantford, and Kenny Oliver is the trainer. Second win this year, third lifetime for Lions Anita's Angel. 154-4. Ninth race, payouts 1 Lions Anita's Angel, 320, 240, 210. 2 Miss Danny's Song, $533, and 5 Baby Step Back, 210. $2 exactor, 22.30. Dollar try, 29.65. 20-cent high five, 95.85. $2 double of 5 and 1, 16.50. Dollar pick 3, 45.70. 20-cent pick 4, 372.17. Ninth race order of finish from the top. In program order, 1, 2, 6, 5, 3, 4, 7, scratch 8. That's 1, 2, 6, 5, 3, 4, 7, scratch 8. Well, fans, that concludes the live harness racing program for this Saturday evening. Action resumes tomorrow, Sunday. First dash on a Sunday evening. We'll go to post at 6:25 p.m. Buenas noches, amigos. Good night, everybody. Good night, Shanna.